Live Talk, and with me now in the studios are not one but two guests, Krishna Kumar Sarda and Bhanu. They're both teachers of Art of Living here in Dubai. Welcome to this show. How are you guys doing?
Great, Ronak. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
We're very thrilled to talk to you. I've never actually spoken to someone from Art of Living on air. So the first question, of course, what exactly is Art of Living for those who don't know?
Okay, Ronak. So, to begin with, the Art of Living is the largest volunteer driven organization across the world. Okay, it was founded in the 1981 by Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji. He is a world renowned spiritual and humanitarian leader. So, he created the Art of Living with a vision of, creating a very stress-free society, a disease-free body, stress-free mind, and a violence-free society. So that's a beautiful vision out there. And, the Art of Living functions in several ways. It offers so many things. So we have lots of programs that cater to the individual growth and development, and as well as society upliftment, social causes. So you have lots of projects and programs. So we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So it's interesting because Krishna here is a chartered accountant and you are a mechanical engineer.
Yes.
And both of you are doing this pro bono, right? Like you
Yes.
said, it's a volunteer organization. So how does it
Yes.
work? You, by the day, you are an engineer and you're a CA, and then by evening you become teachers.
Yes. So I was just sharing, our experience of the Art of Living programs, whatever we learned, the techniques, it was so beautiful. It was something that came naturally within our hearts that this is something I have to share with the world.
How
So we
long
just-
have you been doing this?
I have personally been in the Art of Living organization for about 16 years. I got really lucky,
Wow.
to experience the program, the techniques when I was very young. I was a teenager, and that time, there's a lot to deal with, peer pressure and so
Right.
on. So this knowledge and the techniques have really helped me in so many ways.
Okay. And what about you, Krishna?
So, you know what? Being a chartered accountant, I have to manage the profit and loss for my company.
Yeah.
And Art of Living is about managing the profit and loss of our own mind, of our health. So, in a way, what I do in the day is connected with what I do in the Art of Living. When I was doing my CA, I realized the amount of pressure of the exams preparation was taking a big toll on my body and my health. And that's when somebody recommended to me that I must do something to be able to cope with that
With
pressure.
that stress, yeah.
And that's when the Art of Living came in. I did the program. I realized it has not just helped me improve my concentration. I could see a significant difference in my
Right.
communication, my confidence. And then by and by,
So
in
you-
a matter of few years, I became a teacher.
So you're a teacher. So do you do classes every weekend? Where does it happen? How does one get in touch? So tell us more about that.
So we have a huge team of volunteers and teachers here in Dubai as well, and across 200 countries as of now, So how we function is we have weekly programs happening in several areas and locations across the city, and we have a main center located in the Oud Mehta area, and we have so many variety of programs like the happiness program and the yoga programs that are happening every single week. So people can just sign up for one of the weekly programs, and then they can also continue their journey through follow-up sessions. And there's so
Where
many.
do they sign up?
We have online registration links. So it's artofliving.org.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
the main website. Is it
Yes.
free?
No, it's not free. We have a small donation or
Okay.
fees.
But
that you
your
have to-
services are free to Art of Living.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And
So-
these classes happen in the evenings or every weekend?
So we have classes that start maybe during the weekday.
What time?
end- we usually have morning sessions, which are, let's say, 6 to
Very
8:30.
early. Okay.
Or we have in the evening 7:30 p.m. to about 10 p.m. So people who are working can also join in. And the beauty is that generally you do a workshop, you go home, you
Okay.
forget about it. In the Art of Living, we have this concept of having weekly follow-up sessions. So when you do the program, you complement it with regular follow-up sessions so that whatever you've learned in the program, you continue to
And-
practice them.
How long is the program?
It's about 12 to 14 hours. So if you do a 4-day workshop, it's about 3 hours every day.
Oh, okay.
Or if it's a 5-day workshop, it's about 2.5
Right.
hours every day.
And Bhanu, what happens there?
In the art of living, okay, there are a couple of programs. So happiness program would be something I would really recommend for a beginner. And within the happiness program, you get to learn the super powerful breathing technique. That is our USP, the Sudarshan Kriya. Yeah. And other than that, there's also some amazing knowledge on how to handle your mind. I would say life skill knowledge points that really help you go through the tough situations of life. And other than that, there's also beginner level yoga that's happening in the happiness program. Then there's lots and lots of interactive processes, games, and so many techniques.
And how many people are there in the class typically?
Really, it varies a lot, but on an average, our size of the course is about 20 people or 30 people.
So a lot of people end up making friends and
Yeah,
like making
yeah,
yoga
it's really
groups and
fun.
stuff like that. It's always good to go into a community, like that.
Yes.
So today's topic is basically hack your mind into happiness. That's the topic we're going to be talking about. It's a very interesting one. So I want to just give a little tease before we move into this break. When we come back, we'll talk to Krishna and Bhanu. Both of them are certified Art of Living teachers, and they're going to tell us how you can hack your mind into happiness. If you also want that, 0586861003 is the number to WhatsApp us.
This is Talk 100.3.
So one of the things that that has come as a question also, and people kind of always wonder about art of living, is that how does it, what all happens and how does it really help relieve stress in a very practical way? Because वो आप तब करते हो तो ठीक है, but बाद में इसके practical implications क्या है?
So I will answer the question in two parts. Can I mix Hindi English or should I be?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So generally लोग समझते हैं कि जब हम 50-60 साल के हो जाएंगे, रिटायर हो जाएंगे लाइफ में, तब हम ब्रीदिंग करेंगे, मेडिटेशन करेंगे या हम स्ट्रेस रिलीज करेंगे. But if you look at life today, Ronak, then our life has become so much more complicated compared to what it was in the 70s and the 60s. And it is increasingly only going to get more and more complex. So to navigate through the day-to-day stresses of life, we need to learn these techniques right probably in school or college. Just like we learn how to solve complex mathematical problems, we also need to learn how to release our day-to-day stress to be able to enjoy what we are doing. And that is what the art of living teaches.
Okay.
The whole concept is to learn practical tools which are very, very simple to practice.
And which are those practical tools?
So, one of the most amazing tools which nature has blessed us with is our own breath.
Okay.
So I'll just give you an example. When you are angry, you've observed your breathing pattern changes. You start breathing a little fast. When you are sad, your breath pattern is different. When you are happy, it's different.
Yeah.
So our emotions and our breath are very deeply connected. But usually it's a one-way street. It's only the emotions which regulate the breath. But in the art of living, we learn some very ancient techniques in which, using the power of the breath, we can also regulate our emotions.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful techniques that is taught in the art of living is called Sudarshan Kriya. Sudarshan Kriya is a self-development stress management technique, combination of breathing and meditation, taught in more than 180 countries today, and millions of people across the globe have benefited from it.
What exactly is Sudarshan Kriya?
So in Sudarshan Kriya, it's a combination of multiple techniques. It takes about 25-30 minutes of practice every day. So if I have to explain it a little bit scientifically, what happens is when we get stressed, our body releases some stress hormones,
Right.
specifically a hormone called cortisol.
Right.
The cortisol basically blocks the communication between the brain and different parts of the body, because of which, a lot of times we experience something called a brain fog. You know
Right.
the answer to a question, but
you're
you are
just
not
completely
able to.
lost. Yeah, exactly.
In Sudarshan Kriya, research has found that the level of cortisol in the body drops,
Okay.
and there is a well-being hormone called prolactin,
Okay.
which increases. The moment this happens, the anxiety, the stress level in the body and the mind goes down. You're able to think more clearly. Our efficiency goes up, and overall you start getting a better feeling about yourself and life as a whole.
Yeah. So Sudarshan Kriya is when you sit with your hands in that position ahead on your lap, like that. What is, I'm asking because
Yeah, that's
probably I don't know. I've done yoga, but long back. But
absolutely
I don't
fair
remember.
question. Sudarshan, Kriya, you sit as comfortably as you and I are sitting right now. You can do it sitting on a chair, sitting on a floor. It does not require anybody standing on their head or standing on one leg.
Okay.
It's a very, very simple technique to practice, and that is the beauty of it. It is extremely simple.
No, but what do you do?
So in this technique, you go through a series of processes which has to be learnt on the
अच्छा
program.
okay, तो वो मतलब
That is the technique which we teach in the happiness program. It takes
Okay.
about 3-4 days to learn the technique.
yeah, it has to be seen. You can't
Yes.
hear about it. Like,
Yes.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
It's all about breathing. It's a breathing technique, a very simple breathing technique that everyone can practice on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
And Ronak, I would like to add, you said that some people think, okay, when we are doing our meditation, it's okay, but when we are not, we get
And
back
even when
into
you're
the
doing
same
like
zone.
it's a lot of people have this
Yeah.
problem of concentrating. They will not be able to concentrate for longer periods.
So, I would like to give you an example. See, once you eat your meal, you don't just say, okay, mera ho gaya. Now I don't need to eat for the rest of my life. It's not like that, isn't it? We need to eat every single day.
Yeah.
We have to eat, in fact, 3 times a day. And in fact, we have to take a bath every day. We have to brush our teeth every day. So that's how, like, for brushing your
That's how
teeth every
regular
day,
it should be.
you call it dental hygiene. Yeah, you
Yeah.
brush your teeth every day. That's how
This is
important
mental
is
hygiene.
mental hygiene.
Mental
Exactly.
hygiene,
You have
I knew
to
you were going
meditate.
with the rhyming over there. Also, today's topic is very interesting. You're saying hack your mind into happiness. So, what does happiness mean to you guys?
Yeah, so happiness, I would say, very simply put, I would like to quote our founder Gurudev. He says, just living in the present, and that too with joy and awareness, is what happiness truly means.
Okay.
If I had to simply put, I would say, having a mind that is completely free of stress and in the present moment. If you think about it, Ronak, if you recall some of the moments when you were really truly happy, those were the moments when your mind was completely in the present moment. Yeah, you did not have any stress of work or family or anything going on, isn't it? So it's basically a stress-free mind and a mind that is completely in the present.
Okay. And Krishna, what prevents us from being happy?
So, see, if you observe a child who is probably less than 7 years old, you do not need to talk about happiness to them. But as we grow up, we develop this strange thing, but now very familiar, this thing called stress, right? What prevents us really from being happy is this stress. And what causes this stress is our mind that is constantly vacillating between the past and the future. So if we somehow learn the ability of keeping the mind more in the present and to be able to deal with the stress, see, happiness is our core nature. It's like the factory setting with which we were born.
Right.
On that we have layered different emotions, because of which we are not able to experience
Okay.
the joy.
Right.
The moment you practice Sudarshan Kriya and the techniques we teach, the moment these negative emotions fall off, happiness becomes a natural state of your mind. So it's
Okay.
not something you have to practice, it is already there. You just
You
become
have to
more
tap
aware of
into
it.
it.
Exactly.
Right. All right. Before we let you go, in Dubai, we always keep saying that the life is very stressful and we're always on the road, but this is everywhere. It's not just about Dubai. Now, what solution does Art of Living offer for increasing energy and reducing this stress? I mean, I know there's Sudarshan Kriya and all of that, but if you can just sum it up.
Yeah, so see, stress is really caused due to having a lot of responsibilities and tasks and a limited time, right? We all have only 24 hours in a day. We can't increase our time, neither can we reduce our responsibilities and tasks. So all we can really work on is increasing our energy levels. Yeah, so how to increase the energy levels is a question. Yeah, so there are several sources of energy, like food, sleep. I think in today's world there's so much awareness about food and sleep, but there is another important source of energy, that is our breath. Yeah, if you think about it, the very first act that you did when you were born was you took a
Breathe.
breath in, and that's going to be the very last act as well. You're going to breathe out. Yes, and everything in between is life, isn't it? So how much attention do we really pay to this source of energy that we are doing every single second of our life? So breath is the key. to reduce stress
Okay.
and increase your energy levels.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And one question we'll take. This was from Pranjal, and very good question. This is what advice would you give to someone struggling with inner peace, to find inner peace, basically?
So, there is a beautiful dialogue in the Kung Fu Panda about the secret ingredient.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when the Kung Fu Panda's father reveals that there is no secret ingredient really.
Great. You just gave away the spoiler.
So, so I'll tell you, to keep it simple, practicing inner peace is basically learning the ability to be able to handle your own mind. You know what? There is no better friend than our own mind, and there is no greater enemy than our own mind. And this mind, if it is kept in the present moment, if it is kept free from stress, that is what leads to inner peace. If you are doing work, if you are a mother, if you are having responsibilities, there is a famous quote of Mahatma Gandhi that, somebody asked him that how much do you meditate every day? He said, usually it's 20 minutes, but the day I am very busy, I make it 40 minutes.
Okay.
We have to make breathing and meditation a part of our life. Like Bhanu said, breathing is a very important source of meditation, of energy. The other very important source of energy is meditation. If we combine the power of breathing and meditation in our daily life and just practice 20-25 minutes every day, inner peace will not be a concept, it will be a living reality for all of us.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. That was really helpful. And I think whenever, somebody talks about breathing, the first thing I realize is that I'm not breathing to my fullest also. Like, that's the main thing. And I'm sure everybody listening will agree with that. We always just take breathing for granted. And I think this entire session has been such an eye-opener when it comes to breathing. Thank you so much.
In fact, Ronak, there are some studies that say on an average, all of us humans are just using about 30% of our lung capacity. Isn't that something really shocking?
Not just lung
We would
capacity,
like
our
to-
brain capacity. Have you seen that movie Lucy? उसमें दिखाते हैं ना कि मतलब
Absolutely.
when she uses the 10-20% of her brain, what can happen? So, I mean, that's going a little too far, but then I'm sure we have a lot of untapped resources of our own, which we
when you
the
practice
strength.
these breathing techniques, the pranayams that are taught in the happiness program, they really help you improve your lung capacity, breathe longer, better. Yeah.
Right. Let's
And
all
we-
take a deep breath.
They would like to leave all the viewers with just one last piece of information, Ronak, if that's okay with
Sure.
everyone. Since we are talking about the happiness program and Sudarshan Kriya, we have a very special program coming up from today.
Okay.
It's a 5-day happiness program, and Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar will himself be coming live for 2 sessions online. So it's like learning batting from Sachin Tendulkar. You'll be learning these techniques from the master himself.
Okay. And how to register for that? artofliving.org.
Exactly.
All right. Let's do that and move on. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in today.